Obviously, parents, child safeguarding groups, feminist groups have all complained about Costa Coffee's mobile van advert. It's a cartoon. I think we'll show it in a minute of a trans guy, and you can still see the sort of crisscross double mastectomy scars of his breast removal operation. I mean, you know, it's a serious and complex operation that some people, women, need to do for medical reasons because of breast cancer. They take it very seriously. They feel this is trivialising their trauma. And, of course, there are dysmorphic people who feel they're in the wrong body, and for them it's a very serious operation as well. And I wouldn't have thought they're that thrilled about this lightweight approach to such a serious topic. Why it is the subject of an advertising campaign, God only knows. But perhaps my next guest can explain it. She is PR and branding expert Carla Spate. Hi, Carla.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm good. I think they've made a mistake here. I don't think that this will attract anyone to drink Costa Coffee. If anything, I think it will alienate more people than it attracts. It's shades of Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light to me, a really poor branding choice, selling their brand with an image that doesn't seem to be commensurate with what they're selling or what they're doing. I mean, why would they do this?
Well, Costa have been advocates of the LGBTQ plus movements for years. They've made no secret during Pride Month, for example, everything becomes rainbow in there.
Well, yeah, but that's every company in the country. Everybody does that. Everybody's too scared not to, aren't they?
Well, Costa are big advocates of it all year round. You'll spot
Why?
All year round.
Why?
Because it's such an important topic.
Well, no, but what does it do about selling coffee?
Well, I think...
Why would I care what a coffee company thinks about LGBT rights?
Well, if you're a member of that community, that'll be huge for you because it tells you that you're safe there.
Do you think so?
Yeah, it tells you you're safe in there, that you can order a coffee without judgment, be who you want to be. And I think that the advertising, I'll be honest, I think me and my boys saw it recently, and I'm a mum of two young lads. It didn't even register with us what that was. It was just, and that's, I think, a key thing for the community. I think they're desperate for a point of where we just stop talking about it because it's just normal.
Yeah, but what about selling coffee? I mean, isn't Costa Coffee a company that sells coffee to make profits? Why would I care what they think about LGBTQ rights or trans man rights? Why would I care? Why do they want to bombard me, virtue signal their wonderfulness to me? I don't understand it commercially.
Well, if you look at it on a wider scope, what's beer got to do with football? There's beer everywhere around football.
You don't go to football, do you, Carla?
Well, it doesn't make me want to drink any more than I would do.
Well, actually, I disagree with that. Actually, there is a sort of a very strong bond between beer drinking and going to football. I can get that. There is no logical bond between a trans man and a double mastectomy operation and drinking coffee. There's no logical bond.
It shows to any person who walks into a Costa that doesn't matter who you are, you're absolutely welcome. And I think from a brand perspective, that's huge because it says, we're your allies, you're safe, you're welcome here. It's not something that many brands do very vocally, as you said, all year round, but Costa actually do. I think the focus is probably more heavy because of it being probably one of the first brands that's ever been so open about things like this. The Dylan Mulvaney kind of argument was it was an interruption of what the norm was. So that's why
I see that point. I see that point. Yeah, that came out of nowhere, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and it sort of harks back to kind of what I said about football. It doesn't necessarily mean beer and football should go hand in hand. They just do, and that's because it's been normalised for us. So a trans person on an advert will eventually become normal to us, hopefully, and good for Costa for being
Yeah,
one
but
of
it
the
might
first.
cost them a lot of money. It might cost them a lot of profits because a lot of people are saying, right, I'm not drinking Costa Coffee anymore. This is going to be detrimental to their sales. There's no doubt about it. So why would they do it? Why do they think virtue signalling and being wonderful about the LGBTQ community and indeed the trans community, why do they think that that is more important to them than making money or making a profit?
Because it's about values and it's about who you are as a company.
Well, why would anyone care about their values? They can keep their values to themselves. Don't impose them on me.
No, they're just being open about them. And I think that's what the interesting sort of topic point on this is, because anyone else, if a woman, like, for example, the women in football movement that's going on right now is rightly finally getting that attention. But it immediately it was sort of struck with a backlash going, well, there are only women playing football. They had to win the World Cup before they got recognition. They had to win the Euros. They have to do something huge. So Costa really are just leading the way, going, we're okay with who you are. Come and get a coffee with us. It's okay.
Yeah, but what about that? You see, the trans... by the way, I'm a massive supporter of the trans community myself and the LGBTQ community. I just don't feel the need to shout it from the rooftops. But when they say, oh, we're inclusive, what about the 99.99999% of the British population or the human population who aren't trans men? It's not very inclusive to them, is it?
Well, it is. It's just saying that.
No, it's not. They're excluded. They're not trans men. So it's not inclusive to them. It's exclusive to them.
There's nothing in the advert that says that we only serve trans people, though.
All right, last, fair enough, Carla. You and I aren't particularly agreeing on this, but it's been nice talking to you. What would you say, what will the shareholders do when in 6 months' time they realise that this has wiped, zillions off the value of the company? Will they go, thank God for that advert? Or will they go, I wish we had never run that advert?
I think time will tell, and I think that it's actually going to become quite a surprising reaction.
All right.
It might take for a while and then pick up.
Interesting. We'll chart the progress, see how they do. You could be right, I could be right. Usually I'm wrong, so don't worry about it. Thank you very much, Carla. Good to talk to you.